Four24's wine expert, Kathy Marston, is joining me in studio, and she's going to introduce us to her brand new book, Love Your Wine. Hey, Kathy.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Yes, and you too.
Well, I'm very excited. This is your first book.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I hope not my last, but you never know. We'll see.
Before we get into it, I thought it was interesting reading the back. It says, ever felt patronized by a waiter because of your wine choice? Can you explain that to us?
Well, the whole thing is that the wine industry, it must be the only industry in the world that actually looks down on a lot of people who drink its product, which I don't get at all. Why would you want to be
you're trying
mean
to sell
someone?
wine.
Yeah, I understand that. So what we're trying to do with this book is basically just make people happy with whatever wine they're drinking, because it doesn't matter if it's a sweet pink or if it's, you know, a really tannic red. Just drink wine and enjoy it and have fun. So that's the idea behind it. A little bit of demystifying, a little bit of explaining all the different styles of wine and a lot of terms, because the wine industry, again, is not very good at always being clear and accessible to a lot of people. So trying to explain a lot of things and just help people enjoy it and just, you know, have a lot of fun drinking wine. I say at the back, the thing about wine is that the more you drink, the more you know. So that's
so there's some homework for everyone.
Absolutely, yeah. You must go home and drink more, and then you'll know more. You might not remember more, but you know, there we are. That's life.
You win some, you lose some.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's really the idea of it.
Awesome. Well, you were saying earlier that it's like a ladder, and it takes you through different stages. Why don't you tell me about some of those different stages, what people can expect?
Cool. Well, mostly what happens when most people start drinking wine, a lot of us start drinking sweeter wines. I certainly did. I don't know what you started on, but I started drinking very sweet German Rieslings because I'm from the UK. And a lot of people in this country start on sweeter styles, things like Four Cousins or maybe something from Robertson or whatever it is. And then as they get a little bit more sort of accustomed to drinking wine, they go to drier whites and then maybe oakier whites, and then they move on to reds. So it's kind of like a sort of a step-up ladder. So what we're saying to people is, you know, just dive in wherever you're comfy, whatever you're drinking right now, and learn about all the things that are going on about that wine. And then if you want to try something different, this is the next baby step to go. Don't go straight from sweet white wines to huge big tannic reds, because it's just going to be too big a jump. And just, you know, go through the steps and just try a few things on the way, and, you know, stop reading when you're happy. And, you know, if you're happy drinking that wine, then that's fine, and maybe come back to it another time and you'll try something different.
Nice.
But I just want to make people, you know, enjoy what they're drinking. That's the biggest thing.
Now, when you say dive in and learn a little bit about what you're drinking, what kind of information is there? There's
a lot of information, but I'm trying not to be too technical. If you look on the back of wine labels, sometimes winemakers put on the back of wine labels all sorts of stuff. And, you know, and it's a lot of a confusion about features and benefits, you know. So you may be telling me that it goes in these lovely oak barrels, or you've done malolactic. Well, that means nothing to most people. So trying to sort of explain some of the terms that winemakers use, and also explain how those relate to what the wine will actually taste like, so that people can think a little bit more about their wines, work out the kinds of wines that they like. And what we really want people to do is to go out and ask questions, because it's only a little book, you know. I can't give you all the answers in this book, but if you're confident and if you're curious, you can go out and ask them questions and know that nobody's going to laugh at you, and they'll answer your questions and hopefully, you know, encourage you to carry on drinking and asking.
That's exciting.
That's really it.
Now, what's something that you usually see on the back of wine bottles, or something that the winemakers will try to explain that the everyday person doesn't get? For example, you know, sometimes they'll try and tell you about the barrels, and they've been in the barrels for this long. And is that a common confusion point?
A lot of people, do things like that. And what does it actually mean if you're using new wood or old wood, and big barrels or small barrels or whatever? If you're using old wood, basically every time when you get a new barrel and you buy it from France or America or whatever it is, it's going to have lots and lots and lots of oaky flavours. And if you put your wine in there, those oaky flavours from the barrel, those are all going to get soaked up by the wine. So if a wine goes into a new barrel, it's going to have lots of oaky flavours. So if you like that, buy it. If you don't, then
don't get it.
Okay? And then the next year you'll clean that barrel out and you'll use it again. But those oaky flavours are now a little bit softer and a little bit more gentle. So, and then the third year and the fourth year, it'll get softer and gentler as well, all the way down.
Now, Kath, you've been in our studio so many times, and I still don't know the answer to this. What's your favourite type of wine?
Oh, God, I don't know. I drink lots and lots. All sorts of things. I like blends, generally speaking. I prefer blends because they're more interesting. And it's interesting to see what winemakers do with their blends as well. So, and we make some fantastic Cape White blends in this country with Chenin and Viognier and Semillon and really interesting stuff. So I like those.
Yeah, so this book is pretty much a wine guide for beginners.
Absolutely, yeah. And also for people who are happy drinking, but maybe just want to know where they could go next and what else they could try. And there's a lot of people that get sort of stuck on one wine and then they just buy that all the time. And, you know, it's expensive to try something new. You don't want to spend 50 or 100 rand on a bottle of wine and then find you don't like it, because that's quite annoying. So hopefully if they read this, they might have a little bit more of an idea on what to look for at the labels and how to find out a little bit more before they splash out and try something new. And when they do, hopefully they'll enjoy it.
Great! Well, you can get Kathy's book, Love Your Wine, at exclusive books, cnakalahari.com, and most wine retailers for about 160 rand.